Everything that my higher self has wanted, everything that I've manifested is here. But I'm in the position where I'm like, am I going to fully grab onto it or am I going to keep on suppressing myself?
Hello everyone, I'm Giada from School of Shamanism and welcome to my podcast, School of Shamanism, in the season Walking Between the Worlds. And today I've got the pleasure to have with me from London, Nyhallay from Holistically Secret. Thanks so much for accepting my invitation. Would you like to let us know a little bit about what you do? Of course, you are in the well-being industry as well.
Yes, so I'm the owner of a wellness business called Holistically Secret. One half of it, I run it with my partner. We've done a lot of healing for individuals, for other small businesses, other wellness businesses, and brands who are now taking us on as the aftercare for yoga, Pilates, birth doulas, Reiki healers, massage therapists, just everyone really in the wellness industry. We've put ourselves out to be able to put out some organic aftercare.
Yeah, wonderful. And there is so much need of more and more organic services with products. Nowadays, there is more request for sure. I'm sure in London, plenty of it.
Yeah,
Here,
yeah.
we can't find so many, honestly, in Edinburgh.
Yeah, there is a lot. I think that a lot of people now are starting to go into self-healing and self-care. And I just feel like when you kind of have the opportunity to put something like that out there, it's not just about the business being built, but how we can help other people and how everything that we make actually benefits people. I think that's the most important part.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It's all about healing and self-healing first, which is a constant work, a work in progress. But if we don't clean ourselves, if we don't heal ourselves, we are too full of our own toxins, elements in order to help others.
And it stops our growth as well. I feel like on the
Yes.
surface level, on the outside, people just think, oh, it's wellness, it's body cream, it's oils, it's just for kind of our outer appearance. But the more that you work on yourself, it helps with your spiritual hygiene as well. I feel like everything from outside came from within. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah, you see that personally, how much it affects your spiritual practice when your outside life doesn't mirror back exactly your inner journey. Yeah. And what are the walls that you're walking between?
Oh my gosh. I feel like in terms of the worlds that I'm walking between, it's like I'm at a push-pull at the moment. So everything that my higher self has wanted, everything that I've manifested is here. But I'm in the position where I'm like, am I gonna fully grab onto it or am I gonna keep on suppressing myself? Is a really hard place to be because you're kind of where at the peak of where everything you wanted. And then it's just like my old life also feels comfortable. The people that I was around also felt comfortable to me. I'm always stepping into the unknown, but for once, I'm kind of afraid of the unknown because a lot is just rushing in at the moment.
Yeah, yeah. And what do you feel that there is? Is it because at some point you arrived to that level of the peak of what you have wanted in that peak is not something that inspires you anymore and you just want to move a little bit further? Or is it for the opportunity of renewing yourself, renewing your inner challenges as well?
Yeah, I think it's definitely on the renewal side of things because for the past 5 or 6 years, I faced multiple challenges, a lot of them alone, and a lot of them were challenges I didn't think that I'd get out of. I had a completely different, I've always been spiritual since I was young. A lot of people knew that about me, but I didn't understand it. There wasn't much guidance with it. So I just feel like I was living in more of my lower vibration. And it's not really in the sense of even just how I was acting or things I was indulging in. It could be something small like self-doubt. I used to doubt myself a lot. I had no confidence. I was people pleasing a lot. I was putting myself in places and positions that I knew weren't for me. So when I've now stepped out of it, I've worked on myself so much, even I don't recognize myself. But I feel like what's beautiful about it is that my inner child that was kind of screaming, that wanted the joys in life, the peace, the harmony, I've given that to myself. So I feel like a better version of myself, more confident, more assured, and I'm actually living in alignment for what I wanted. Before I just say, oh, I want this, I'd manifest it. I could get it, but I wouldn't be able to hold on to it because I didn't have the inner strength and I didn't even understand how precious everything that we get is. So I feel like this is just a renewed stage and kind of coming out of the hermit. It's so scary. It's so scary.
Yeah. Uh, what 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 could be the two pieces of advice that you can offer people in terms of building self-confidence and manifesting so quickly as you are saying that you were doing?
I feel like with me, I'm a life path 11. So I feel like manifestation has always just been a part of us. Everything that I've always visualized or wanted has come to me. But I feel like I became very conscious 2 years ago about what I'm manifesting. Some people will just say, oh, I want a house, I want a car, but what's going to come with that? Or I want this relationship, I want this business. But when you manifest something, you're manifesting everything that comes with it.
Yes, with interest.
Everything, the good, the bad, everything. So I just feel like for people who want to align themselves with their higher self, you should also think about how it's going to affect you in the long run, what comes with it, how you're going to be as a person and live in that truth. I think living in truth, especially, it helps.
Yeah. So are you careful in detailing exactly what you are asking to come to you, or how do you
Yeah.
avoid the challenges in the package and the, let's say, in the gift?
I feel like I came out of a dark place in 2023 and I spent only 3 months in hermit mode. I wrote down everything that I wanted. I worked so hard for it. It was not in alignment with me. None of it was me. It just felt kind of like what everything in my old life wanted, the people in my old life who I could impress. So all of the baggage that came with it just hasn't been worth it. It really set me back and it put me into a worse place because at the time it was more superficial. So it was just, oh yeah, wow, look at me, everyone. I've gone through this, I've come back out of it. But in actual fact, it didn't make me feel satisfied within myself. And since then, I've been very careful, very intentional about my manifestations, what could help the world, the things that I can do with, the gifts that I have, how I can actually help people to ascend and kind of, live in this world in harmony in a better way.
Yeah, yeah. And so connecting also in reinforcing or building the self-confidence in people that listen to you right now and they say, oh, wow, that seems so easy. It works for her. I wouldn't for me.
It's not easy. I feel like everyone shows different parts of their journey. I've become more transparent on showing, the hard days, the things that go wrong, because some people just look at it and just say, oh, she's lucky. She didn't work hard for it. But no one sees what came from within, the things that I had to go through behind closed doors, the health issues that came with it. There were days I didn't even think that I'd still be here. And it's that scary, but it's actually very real because you have to work on yourself and say, okay, am I going to stay in this place or am I going to really fight through and align myself with what I want? And the challenges are there. Everyone believes in something. Some people believe the universe guides them, some people believe that God guides them. But when you get through kind of the hardest part of your manifestation. It comes with the test as well. You know, if you really want it, if that's really what's aligned with you. So
Yeah.
this part is not easy.
No, absolutely not. There are so many challenges, even if sometimes we don't show them, or we always say, yes, it's an opportunity for the soul, make fun of that, but also because we need to make fun of the difficulties, because when we take them too serious to such a serious way, they become dramas.
Yes, it can take over your life in a big way, and other people can I look outside in and just be like, wow, that person's living in chaos, or wow, that person's living in a dark light. You know, people don't really see how you can transmute the energy of what you're given, whether it's good or bad.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And is it something that in your business as well? When what are people are struggling with? I mean, it's the biggest struggles that you find when people come to you in your business at the moment.
I feel like it's weird how you're saying this because I feel like it is confidence. You
Mm,
know, I started off just helping people with their psoriasis because I was able to heal my psoriasis and a few other chronic conditions that I have. And then a lot of people will just come and say, you know, I don't feel like I'm confident. I can't show myself, or they'll place limitations on themselves. So, for example, some of the wellness people that I work with, they'll say, oh, you know, I want to do this practice, whether it's yoga, whether it's Pilates. And then I'll just be like, so why can't you do it? Oh, because I'm in pain. I have this injury. But the injury, if you don't work on it, nurture it, help yourself, then you're just going to stay stuck in the position. So I feel like with that, with all of the work that I do, I feel like it's helping people become unstuck, helping people go into the unknown, build their confidence, and just grow kind of a community as well. Because the vegan, the organic, plant-based community is not as strong here as it is in other countries, or not
mm.
welcomed that much. I feel like holistic remedies as well, not as welcomed here than in other places. So I feel like growing that community, growing people's confidence, and giving people a safe space, because I felt so alone, especially even before I went into hermit mode. I had so many people around me, but I knew deep down that I wasn't like them. So I feel like finding a community is the most important thing for us. We could sell so many body butters, so many oils, so many herbs, but what matters to me most is just feeling like I have a family within my business. It is really nice.
Yeah, yeah, I know. That's why I opened Art Spirituality, which is the studio where I'm based now. It's my
Yeah,
community, my social enterprise in Edinburgh. It's open to other facilitators, other therapists, other teachers, and it's amazing because we have created this wonderful community here. Not necessarily just from local people; they travel from also other cities actually, because we offer a lot of free classes, activities, and there is really this sense of connections, which is
yeah,
really strong. Lots of them have become friends. I've become friends with them. So it's really wonderful when you make people happy and then they can exchange the same challenges and then find the answer maybe from.
exactly. It's always nice to have community than going through it alone, and it just makes you feel a piece of fulfillment as well. You know, knowing you have your people and you kind of see why you've been aligned with these people too. Because I'm sure with you, people come to you for help, and some of those people could have ended up being your long-term friends or long-term clients now.
Yeah.
So yeah, it always
Yeah.
works out.
You go beyond. I mean, I've always gone beyond. There are lots of therapies or whatever that keep the distinction from clients. I don't become friends with clients. I don't want to create borders. It's just like therapists that don't share anything about themselves when they
Yeah,
are in a session. But why? I'm not there as a neutral element, listening like an ex that is over
Yeah,
there listening. If I can, also because the clients can come to me, always come for with teachings that are for me as well. So
exactly.
when I'm
Yeah.
sharing, look, I've been where you are, exactly me too. I don't know, a few months ago, last year, or right now. So I can perfectly understand what you're struggling with. And this is what I did. Then, of course, in my therapies, there are the spirits working through me. So it's not me healing
Yeah.
you. And
Yeah.
that's different. That's different. But I find that let's say the Me Too element is very powerful.
Yeah. Because it's always a balance, you can't give without taking. So sometimes we all come together, help each other ascend. Yeah, you're right. Even some of my clients have really, really helped me heal.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I always say, okay, or they come with messages of things that I don't do. And I always say, when I listen to the clients, I say, okay, spirits, I got it. I got the message. It's clear.
Clear now, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, amazing. And how do you find your clients, or how do you attract the clients that come to you? What do you think that is your another secret recipe?
It's been the most amazing process. For the first time in my life, I'm not scared of people that come to me, sorry, because I feel as though before I didn't always attract the best people. And sometimes it's not even about myself as a person or what I've done to attract them. Sometimes it's like your trauma, as I said before, people pleasing. You just want to keep
Mm.
people around so that they don't dislike you. So when I came into this, especially, I was laughed at, doubted. There was zero support. And with myself and my partner, we're very aligned. He's more conscious, I'm the spiritual one. But somehow both of the goals we had in life, because he was always selling plant-based butters and healing oils. So it was very weird when we came together, but then you feel alone because no one outside of us has gone through this unconventional route. A lot of people in my family just work in healthcare or they're in the office. So when you come to this, people are just like, what are you doing? Like, I still have some people that don't know about Holistically Secret. So they're just like, are you still doing that thing?
That
But I
thing,
feel
that
like
project, that hobby. Yeah.
when we first started, it was so hard getting exposure. It was so hard getting clients or for even people to sell to us. So we just thought if we put ourselves in a space that is aligned with us. So I started going to a lot of pop-ups. I started meeting a lot of people, but the interactions were really positive. And I was just thinking, okay, this is a bit different. I wasn't really used to having that many good people around me. So the more and more that I just kept putting myself out there, a lot of people were reaching out. Or I bumped into some of our customers in the airport on a plane. I was speaking to someone about fruits. They ended up being, a part of building this. There's a lot of people that I've met who have been just aligned. And I feel like it wasn't really anything that I did. It was more of what I had manifested because that is one thing that I said that I hope this time, I'd be able to gain a community, people who support me, people who have a similar interest, people who this will benefit. So I feel like it kind of just came to us, but even so, the people that I put myself out there and reached out to were very reciprocal. Yeah, so the work spoke for itself because it made people comfortable enough to put their trust in us. There's a lot of people and a lot of companies that I've kind of spoken with, networked with, done collaborations with, and I'm just like, wow, me, like I didn't think that I'd be able to gain these connections.
Yeah. And sometimes exactly when there are also big brands or whatever, and there is no personal, or also medium brands, and there is no personal face behind that, which I really strongly
Yeah,
believe in the personal touch of businesses. Of course, it can remain when you are on a small, maximum, medium level, because then when it grows too much,
yeah,
then you need to either outsource or you've got a team of people. And there is where somehow the business lack loses a little bit of the flavors of the humanity element approach in terms of there is a real person behind, there is a personal
yeah.
connection. that I
Yeah.
can. Sometimes I got people asking me when I don't know in art spirituality Instagram account, but is it really you replying when you are replying or someone? Yes, it's me. Yes, I have someone helping me to do the post, but then if you're tagging me and I'm resharing, it's me. It's not
Yeah.
any robot or any other person in general, because sometimes maybe they see that I collaborate with other people and then they're not quite sure. I mean, I still want to keep that personal connection.
Yeah. And I feel like that's really important as a business owner, as a healer, for people to understand that this is actually coming from somewhere. Because even going back to what you were speaking over about struggles and challenges, because of what we've come out of, a lot of people don't actually see the struggle because maybe you might come out of it and look perfect or look like everything's going well, or I have this amazing business. But in actual fact, it's real people, real stories. Yeah, a lot of this that I've done, even me, I was very scared. I was shy. I don't know if you've seen a lot of our page. My photographer was our model. So a lot of people, when they see me, they're just like, oh, I thought it's the other girl that owns the business. So I just said, you know what, in terms of my self-confidence, I need to put myself out there, not just for people to see me, but there's so many thousands of people who have the same story or have the same struggles, and it's important to be a face and to show, hey, I'm human too.
Yeah, exactly. So let's say the step number one to do that, what would you say to people? Got a person, yes, again, listening and saying, okay, I don't know where to start. Step number one for building the self-confidence
Yeah.
today that someone can do today, an easy one.
I'd say, obviously, from my own words, I'd say shadow work,
Mhm.
but a lot of people don't understand that
No.
concept. A lot of people demonize it, a lot of people kind of overlook it. But the shadow work I had to do was not for the weak. And I'd say stepping into yourself, I'm not just speaking, little habits, bad habits. I went all the way back to childhood. Everything that's ever affected me, I researched more about my bloodline. My family are very cultured. So even though we do live here in England, I'm grateful enough that I was taught a lot about my culture since I was young. I had to go into every interaction I've had in my life, friends, classmates, school teachers, results that I've had, just every single part of my life went into, and I also had to put a mirror in front of myself, which was something I did not used to do. I used to be very stubborn growing up, when you're somebody who just always wants to kind of achieve something, you kind of just look at yourself as, yeah, I'm fine. There's nothing that needs to change about me. But now that I've gone into myself, I've forgiven myself for every mistake I've made, whether it was good or bad. I've kind of grown and understood what I want as a woman and how I want to live my life. I think that's the only way to be confident, because even now I'm still not as confident as you'd think, but I'm very happy with what I found in myself. And I feel like that's the first way to get through, because we're all judged, we all do things, we all have people that like us, we all have people who, like us as much. But when you're yourself, that's all you have.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, 100%. Yeah, sometimes, I mean, even if people always see myself very confident, sometimes there are those days when the challenge is so big and you're thinking, oh my God, how am I going to do that? I can't. And then at some point, you just remember that you did something not similar, different, of course, when you were thinking, starting from zero, starting from nothing, and then you just think, I made it, I did that. So
Yeah,
I can do the same this time.
yeah.
It can be successful, not successful, shorter in times, longer, whatever it has to be. And if I don't have the resources right now, they will come my way too.
As long as you're living in alignment and you're following whatever you want to do, however long it takes, it will come. I started this maybe 2 years ago now, nearly 3 years, and it's only now that something's really coming to fruition. So as long as you have the confidence, everything that's written for you, you'll be able to align yourself with. All the resources will come, even months where there hasn't been much profit or there isn't, we will be invited to a pop-up and it's just like, oh my gosh, there's always some sort of expense. But
Yes.
when it's meant for you, something will always work out. I haven't missed any opportunity in
Yes,
this.
exactly. I always say, universe, I'll say yes. Then it's your business to help me.
Um,
Yeah, yeah. And especially when it's for helping others.
yeah, that always, yeah. So
Yes.
within kind of growing, you realize what you're supposed to do, what your purpose is. So as long as you follow the purpose and it helps others, then that's the big kind of karmic retribution. You get more.
Yes, exactly, exactly. That's as I say. You do it, help the others, and then things come back multiplied all the time. Yeah, beautiful. And where can people find yourself if they want to be in touch with you?
Yeah, you can find us on Instagram, in DM, via email, through our website. I'm
Yeah.
always there to reply. We have kind of
So
started to,
it's Holistically Secret, the handle.
so www.holisticallysecret.co.uk or Holistically Secret on Instagram, and I'm always there to respond.
Yes, I know because we were communicating. You're one of the other souls that replies almost straight away. Sometimes I have to force myself not to check messages. There is an automatic one that goes out, but I'm very bad.
No, it's okay. I'm really grateful that you was able to respond because this is a really great opportunity for me myself to understand more about, even just what I do, be able to speak about it, let people know as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Because despite being shamanism, I mean, it's a conversation that is open to any form of healing. And when I say
Yeah.
any form of healing, doesn't need necessarily to be spiritual. Because I had interviews also with people that were artists, and not necessarily spiritual people. But the healing comes through the way they are expressing their art. That's why I open a space called art and spirituality, because they are both forms of healing.
Yes.
Yes,
I
beautiful.
realize there's a lot of forms of healing. Before I just used to think, oh, you could be a Reiki healer, a sound healer, you can just go into shamanism itself. But you realize, people who sing, make art, create businesses, build, is all something as long as it's healing yourself as well.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. Beautiful. Thank you so much. I can't wait to meet you in person. We will be connected again. So end of May, May when we are meeting each other in person finally in London. And thank you so much for today. And I hope to have you again in another interview in a new topic in few months, and then maybe when you start your own podcast.
Yeah, you'll definitely be one of my first guests, 100%. Thank you so much for having
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.